Have you ever wondered where the limits of changing one's appearance really are? Today, we will explore the astonishing stories of people who dare to shed their natural looks to live in completely different forms, from real-life living dolls to extreme transformations that challenge every norm. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss these mysterious journeys. Leave a comment below and let me know which person amazed you the most after watching this video. Let's begin. Between the real world full of fluctuations, Valeria Lukyanova chose a strange path for herself, transforming her body into a living, breathing Barbie doll. Her motionless gaze, flawless skin, and ultra-thin waist once left millions astonished, unable to distinguish between a real person and a toy. To reach that dream, she underwent a rigorous and disciplined journey, from spending hours on makeup to undergoing delicate cosmetic procedures to maintain her unrealistic body proportions. However, what makes Valeria Lukyanova's story unique goes beyond her appearance. She does not see herself as a product of the beauty industry, but rather as a spiritual being from another dimension, using a doll-like form to convey messages about the universe. This combination of a perfectly artificial appearance and a mystical inner world has turned her into a one-of-a-kind phenomenon on social media. Leaving behind the gossip and controversies of public opinion, Valeria chose to live peacefully in the world she created through meditation, writing books, and sharing her cleansing lifestyle. The journey of this real-life Barbie has left a big question mark. In your opinion, was her extreme transformation a legitimate desire for freedom, or simply an escape from the stressful reality of the world? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support us. From her early days as an ordinary electrician in Sweden, Pixie Fox always felt as though she had been born into the wrong world. Her soul belonged to a realm of illustrations where cartoon characters have plump lips, wide eyes, and impossibly tiny waists. To bring her dream of stepping out of a drawing into reality, Pixie made a shocking decision. She underwent surgery to remove 6 ribs in order to achieve a record-breaking waist, creating an hourglass figure that leaves anyone who sees it in awe. Pixie Fox did not stop there, continuing to undergo dozens of other procedures, from breast augmentation and eye color changes to full facial reconstruction. To her, the body is like a canvas, and she is the artist constantly refining her life's work. Each successful surgery is a step forward in shedding the shell of an ordinary human and moving closer to the living cartoon doll image she has always pursued. Despite facing significant health risks and medical warnings, Pixie Fox remains steadfast on the path she has chosen. She has turned her uniqueness into a personal brand, inspiring those who wish to break free from conventional limits. Her story is a surreal glimpse into the power of imagination, where a person is willing to alter even their own bone structure in order to live within the shape of a dream. Lolo Ferrari, a symbol of French sensuality in the 1990s, chose a very distinctive way to leave her mark on public memory, by having what was then considered the world's largest artificial breasts. To achieve this surreal title, she underwent more than 20 major surgeries involving specially designed, oversized silicone implants. Each time she appeared, Lolo was the center of attention, a magnet for media curiosity, and a frequent topic of discussion across European tabloids. However, behind the exaggerated hourglass figure and radiant smile in front of the camera was a deeply wounded soul shaped by a difficult childhood. Lolo Ferrari once admitted that she hated her natural appearance and that exaggerating her body was a way to build a fortress to hide her inner vulnerability. That massive physique not only brought her fame, but also placed a heavy burden on her spine and left her enduring persistent physical pain every day. Lolo Ferrari's short life ended at the age of 30, but her story continues to be recounted as a haunting legend about the price of fame. She used her own flesh to define the extreme desire for attention in modern society. Is glamorous fame worth sacrificing one's health and body for, as she did? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support us. Not following conventional beauty standards, Anthony Lafredo sees his body as a lump of clay to be reshaped from scratch. The Frenchman gave up a normal life to embark on a years-long project called the Black Alien Project. He does not want to be human. He wants to become a completely new being, a creature out of science fiction with fully blackened, tattooed skin, a split tongue, and protruding subdermal implants. The journey of Anthony Lafredo requires extraordinary physical and mental endurance. He has been willing to undergo extreme procedures such as removing part of his nose, ears, and even his lips in order to completely reshape his facial structure. Each tattoo and each incision is carefully planned and treated as a living artwork, bringing him closer to the identity he has long been searching for. Behind that somewhat harsh and unusual appearance lies a rather open and philosophical mind. Anthony Lafredo often shares that these transformations help him feel free and most like himself despite the wary looks from those around him. His story opens up a thought-provoking perspective on the limits of personal freedom and how a person is willing to sacrifice everything in order to take full control of their own physical form. Before being known as the Vampire Woman, Maria Jose Cristerna was a lawyer, a mother of 4 living in a traditional family in Mexico. However, behind that peaceful facade were years of painful domestic violence. In an effort to regain her strength and protect herself, Maria chose a bold path to reinvent herself in a form that would be invulnerable. Maria Jose Cristerna began covering 99% of her body with tattoos implanting titanium pieces under her scalp to form horns and sharpening her teeth. Each modification was not an act of self-destruction, but rather a suit of armor, a symbol of resistance and power. She wanted to ensure that no one could ever hurt her again. Maria Jose Cristerna now appears in public not only as a symbol of body transformation, but also as an active speaker advocating for women's rights and victims of domestic violence. The story of the Vampire Woman is a powerful ode to rebirth from ashes, where pain is transformed into a form of body art filled with pride and freedom. When people mention Joan Rivers, they immediately think of a legendary stand-up comic with a razor-sharp tongue, always ready to mock even Hollywood's elite. But behind the bursts of laughter on stage was a quiet and persistent battle against the cruelty of time. For Joan, wrinkles were not signs of maturity, but enemies of her stage career. She entered the operating room hundreds of times not to become someone else, but to preserve the most radiant version of herself under the spotlight. Joan Rivers once famously said, in essence, that she would rather undergo surgery to look youthful than allow her face to age naturally. From facelifts and rhinoplasty to filler injections, She turned her body into a continuously maintained work of art. Each time she appeared with a smooth, youthful-looking face in her 80s, she became a media focal point, admired for her vibrant energy, yet also criticized and mocked for a somewhat rigid appearance. Overcoming controversy, Joan Rivers lived her life to the fullest, using her plastic surgery as comedic material to self-deprecate. Her story is a symphony of ups and downs about the courage to live life to the fullest with her own choices. What do you think about Joan's way of turning imperfections into inspiring laughter? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support us. Between millions of girls chasing the standard of a slim V-shaped jawline, Anastasia Pokreschuk chose a completely opposite path. This Ukrainian woman harbored a strong desire to have the largest cheekbones in the world. From being a student with a balanced but in her own eyes unremarkable appearance, Anastasia taught herself how to inject fillers and began an extraordinary journey of altering her facial structure, creating two prominent, sharply defined protrusions beneath her eyes. Many people look at Anastasia Pokreschuk with astonishment, even discomfort, at the asymmetry of her face. Yet for her, each filler injection brings a new sense of vitality and a confidence she had never experienced before. Anastasia does not hesitate to share her entire transformation process on social media, openly confronting mixed opinions with a confident, proud attitude and a complete sense of control over her own life. Behind those unusual cheekbones is a woman who deeply loves herself and has a strong personality. Anastasia Pokreschuk demonstrates that attractiveness does not follow a single universal formula. Her story is not simply about excessive use of fillers, but rather a nonconformist message about breaking imposed beauty standards, where a woman draws her own portrait of happiness, even if that portrait challenges conventional expectations. In a small town in the Philippines, a man spent more than 20 years of his life and underwent nearly 30 major and minor surgeries with a single goal: to become Superman in the flesh. Herbert Chavez not only wanted to wear the costume of the hero, he wanted every feature of his face, from his cleft chin and high nose bridge to his abdominal structure, to perfectly match the comic book character from DC. Herbert Chavez's transformation journey is a unique blend of pop culture passion and a desire to bring joy to others. He turned his home into a massive Superman museum and often walked the streets in the iconic red and blue costume. Local residents, especially children, did not see him as someone who overused cosmetic surgery, but affectionately called him Super Pinoy, a figure who brings smiles and a sense of optimism to the community. Herbert Chavez, despite health warnings linked to filler injections, continues to stand firm in his ideals with a smile. His story carries a bright and distinctive tone, showing that sometimes changing one's appearance is not driven by insecurity, but by the way a person realizes a pure dream to become a symbol of hope and to inspire a positive outlook on life for those around him. The story of Rodrigo Alves began like a legend in the world of body transformation, earning him the title the real-life Ken doll. Born in Brazil, Rodrigo Alves had always felt out of place in his own body from a young age. To fill that void, he embarked on an endless pursuit involving hundreds of cosmetic procedures from head to toe. He underwent multiple nose surgeries, liposuction, silicone, abdominal sculpting, and even rib removal to achieve a flawless plastic-like beauty, like a prince pulled straight from a display box. Rodrigo Alves's pursuit of perfection still did not bring him complete peace. One day he realized that all the changes made to become the Ken doll were in essence a mask hiding a deeper desire within. In 2020, he made a shocking decision, publicly embracing his true identity, changing his name to Jessica Alves, and beginning a transition journey to become a woman. This time, the surgeries were no longer about chasing an artificial ideal, but about a transformation to find his true self. Jessica Alves now appears with a completely new, confident, and alluring look. Despite facing considerable public criticism regarding cosmetic surgery, she continues to smile happily as she has finally begun living in the body she has long desired. Her story is a courageous and turbulent journey, showing that sometimes a person must go through countless transformations and detours just to find the one true path back to their authentic self. If there is anyone who turned love into an extreme motivation to alter their physical appearance, it is Jocelyn Wildenstein. Coming from a middle-class family in Switzerland, her life took a glamorous turn when she married a wealthy and notorious art dealer. When the marriage began to fall apart due to the presence of other women, Jocelyn did not choose to let go. Knowing that her husband had a strong fascination with wild animals, especially big cats, she came up with an audacious idea to undergo cosmetic surgery so that her face would resemble that of a cat woman. Jocelyn Wildenstein used millions of dollars to turn her face into a living artwork. She lifted the corners of her eyes, enhanced her cheekbones, and plumped her lips to create a sharp, feline-like gaze reminiscent of a wild cat. Instead of holding on to the man of her life, this striking new appearance unintentionally pushed their marriage into a dead end. Yet strangely enough, after emerging from a historic divorce, Jocelyn showed no regret for what she had done to her face. Jocelyn Wildenstein, despite being labeled by the media as a plastic surgery disaster or Frankenstein's wife, continued to live a luxurious and proud life in New York. She confidently appeared at major fashion events, consistently stating that she was completely satisfied with her current appearance. The story of Catwoman Jocelyn Wildenstein opens a unique perspective on personal freedom, where a woman dares to go beyond all judgments to define and embrace the form she has created for herself. Justin Jedlicka views cosmetic surgery not as a way to fix flaws, but as a form of high-level sculptural art, where the body is the statue to be perfected. Known as the real-life Ken doll, the American man does not hide his fascination with the symmetrical, flawless beauty of artificial objects. He has undergone hundreds of procedures, but what truly sets Justin apart is that he designs his own silicone implants. Justin Jedlicka does not want a muscular body built through sweat in the gym. Instead, he wants a physique precisely calculated down to every millimeter using mathematics and medical science. From his chest and shoulders to his biceps, everything consists of custom silicone implants carefully placed beneath the skin. For him, each successful surgery is the realization of a design blueprint, transforming himself into a one-of-a-kind entity that challenges all rules of natural evolution. Justin Jedlicka has moved beyond the label of a living doll and is now a well-known aesthetic consultant helping others who want to change their appearance in a scientific and safe way. He lives an active, confident life and is always ready to share his passion for body sculpting. His story carries a modern and proactive tone, showing the power of creative thinking when a person dares to turn the human body into an artwork deeply marked by personal identity. The story of Dennis Avner did not begin in the luxurious clinics of Hollywood, but from a deep spiritual command rooted in his subconscious. A former American software engineer with Native American heritage, Dennis had a life-changing experience when a chief advised him to follow the path of the tiger. That instruction awakened a primal instinct, pushing him into a decades-long journey of body modification aimed at erasing the boundary between human beings and feline animals. Dennis Avner transformed his body into a living sculpture deeply influenced by tribal aesthetics. He tattooed his face with tiger stripes, implanted silicone under his skin to create sharper facial contours, filed his teeth into pointed shapes, and added metal implants to his face to attach whisker-like prosthetics. Each modification was a step toward shedding human society and merging with the spirit of a free, untamed predator. Dennis Avner lived for many years a uniquely unconventional life, moving between the world of technology and the wilderness of forests. Although society viewed him with curiosity or unease, Dennis consistently found inner peace by seeing the world through the lens of a proud animal. His journey is a deeply reflective and singular story about spiritual connection and the primal desire of a human being to redefine his own species. At the age of 15, during a sun-drenched summer vacation in Ibiza, a young girl named Christina Boutel accidentally hired a street artist to draw a caricature of her. In that moment, holding the drawing with its exaggerated yet alluring lines, a spark was ignited in Christina's mind. Instead of putting the picture away in an album as a keepsake, like most people would, she looked at it and silently promised herself one day she would have to look exactly like this in real life. Christina's journey to bring the dream from paper into reality was a series of years of hard work to afford cosmetic surgery. She underwent multiple breast augmentations, lip fillers, eyebrow tattooing, and facial restructuring procedures. For Christina Boutel, the drawing from years ago was not a parody, but a treasure map guiding her toward the most confident and happiest version of herself. Years have passed, and Christina Boutel has achieved a perfectly exaggerated look mirroring the original artist's drawing. She runs a successful beauty salon, radiates positive energy, and proves that happiness can sometimes be as simple as daring to turn a playful sketch into a life-changing destiny. What do you think about using a caricature as a role model to completely transform your life? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support us. Bobby Norris was a much-loved figure on a popular reality TV show in the UK, known for his humor and natural charm. However, the pressure to always appear perfect on camera, along with harsh criticism from social media, led him to decide to undergo a beard transplant procedure. He hoped the new appearance would give him a more masculine, mature look and help him feel more confident whenever the cameras were pointed at him. Bobby Norris faced a turning point when the surgery had just been completed, and his face became severely swollen due to the body's natural reaction. The first images of him during recovery were leaked, turning him into the target of a wave of harsh online ridicule and mockery. Confronted with hurtful comments at a time when his body was already in pain, Bobby had to endure an extremely difficult emotional ordeal. Bobby Norris, instead of running away or breaking down, chose to face the situation head-on with the resilience of a true public figure. As the swelling subsided and his face became more balanced, he openly shared his pain and transformed the negative experience into a powerful campaign against online bullying. His story closes this series with a deeply human message. True beauty does not lie in whether a surgery turns out perfectly, but in a person's resilience and their ability to use compassion to heal both themselves and the wider community. Sahar Tabar first came to international attention through images showing a gaunt face, oversized eyes, and an unusually upturned nose, leading many to compare her to a horror version of Angelina Jolie. The internet quickly erupted around her photos, with reactions ranging from criticism to sympathy for a young woman seemingly destroying her appearance through dozens of failed cosmetic procedures. Sahar suddenly became a symbol of extreme obsession with appearance in the digital age. Sahar Tabar's story took a surprising turn that left many people stunned. In reality, she was a talented digital artist who skillfully combined advanced contour makeup techniques with Photoshop editing to create a haunting Sahar Tabar persona online. Her real face, after a few minor cosmetic procedures, remained quite balanced and natural-looking, but she chose to exaggerate it in the digital world as a form of sharp satire aimed at the internet's appetite for sensational and shocking imagery. Sahar Tabar's illusion game did eventually lead to legal trouble in her home country, but her story remains a powerful lesson about the fragile boundary between reality and digital fabrication. She demonstrated that in today's world, bodies and faces are not only transformed by surgical procedures, but can also be reshaped through the distorted lens of technology and the desire for attention. It is a very contemporary snapshot, reminding us of both the power and the danger of the virtual world we are immersed in every day. Between a society that constantly tries to draw clear boundaries between male and female, Vinny O chose to completely erase those lines. Vinny does not want to become a muscular man, nor does he aspire to be a seductive woman. His ultimate goal is to transform himself into a genderless, alien-like being, as if stepping out of a science fiction theory. To reach this unconventional dream, Vinny began his journey of cosmetic modifications at the age of 17. Vinny O underwent dozens of procedures, from reshaping his brow bone and nose to cheek augmentations, along with large amounts of filler injections to create sharp yet fluid features that do not conform to any conventional gender norms. Vinny sees himself as an abstract painting, where he has absolute freedom to blend colors and forms. Each time he appears with jet-black, oversized contact lenses and smooth skin, he prompts others to reflect on the definition of natural beauty. Vinny O, despite skeptical looks and public judgment, continues to live with a proud and positive attitude. He uses his unique presence to inspire members of the LGBTQ+ community and anyone struggling to find their true identity. Vinny's story is a powerful statement about bodily autonomy, a courageous journey of breaking out of rigid labels to freely define oneself in the most authentic way possible. The journeys of transformation we've explored today are not merely about cosmetic procedures. They are stories of the desire to take control of one's destiny and the longing to live authentically in one's own unique identity, even when the cost includes deep physical and social stigma. Each newly created form stands as a testament to the idea that human limits are not fixed, and that beauty is not always defined by majority standards, but sometimes by the courage to step beyond what is considered ordinary. That brings today's video to an end. If you found these stories interesting and gained a fresh perspective from them, please support the channel by liking and sharing this video with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can be the first to explore upcoming mysteries. Now leave your thoughts in the comments below. Whose story impressed you the most? Goodbye, and see you again in the next exciting videos.